Alright, this is the Hydra Dragons, and let's see if I can find it here without, having to go through too much of my stuff. Yep, I'm bringing you another, ooh, I got an emerald. Sweet. Cool. Cool beans. And hopefully the music doesn't overpower my talking. I'm not sure. I have the music off in-game, so it's not making any music, but I think it automatically, pulls to the screen recording app I have. I only paid like $4 for the screen recorder, so I'm not complaining. But when taking an inactive city, you want to make sure you do a few things. Let's see if my report is still there. Yes, it is. You want to make sure you look at a report of all. Try to get a report. Now, usually cities take about 2 million, and then another, after you send the 2 million to the inactive city, you can just send like 1 copper, because all the copper will be used up in the but of course he didn't have enough copper to even do that, so I got it on 1. But you see very few defensive troops, so really it's only going to take maybe 200,000 troops. I have more than enough to conquer, and I need to stop that. Go away. Daggum thug life on, and that's hitting in just a few days. I got my silver right. If I go into this, it'll tell me I need 2925, which it's about 20,000 over. But when you're taking a city, you really don't have to be spot on with the silver, just over what the amount it says to take, and make sure you don't take any castles or forts during your attack on the inactive city. And recycling inactives is very important. See, this area, I have this entire area which I'm going to focus on the cities first. You want to focus on inactive cities first, because they grow the fastest. Then you'll get your forts, and your and one highlighted on here, the one in purple is the one I'm actually taking. But then, and of course, but this is my stronghold. Very, well developed, 3 cities, a bunch of forts, and some castles. And I'm actually working on, taking this whole area, and eventually all this, because all this is an active player, with over 300,000 points, and a lot of that's conjoined into one area. I do have certain forts, but let's see how much gold I have, because I'm wanting to do. Okay, so if you go into the gold shop, 3,000 gold, which I know right now is about $10 a gold, or $12 if there's not a sale going on. So we're going to do just basic review on how long each gold package works. Now, if you go online, you can actually save a lot of money. They have the $160 package. If you go to their website, enter in your credit card information, which it is safe. I've done it many times. They've never taken out, and actually I believe they don't charge tax, so you're saving about $16 there too. But $160 instead of the best you can get. The best package you can get here is the $100 package, which is only 50,000, but you get 100,000 for 160 on the website. And now they do have a $750 package, or 700 and something dollar package, but if you do the math, you're not saving any money buying that. It's just for big spenders. It's almost $1,000. You can do a lot of much better than playing a game. I wouldn't recommend buying that package, but for heavy players, the $160 package is a very good package. I'll probably end up buying one of those, here soon, because I want to get, because if I get that fort right there from this inactive player, then, and only recycle inactives in your own alliance or other, no alliance. Don't go recycling inactives and, unless it's an enemy. You of course want to attack your enemies first. You want to get their inactives out of the way so they can become over yours, which we do have an enemy, but they're very low powered and just not much of a threat, so I'm focusing on my area. But, you see I have, about 200,000, 300,000 troops, roughly going towards the attack, and 5,000 daggum ox carts. That's a lot of ox carts. And I didn't use all my troops, and of course my cities are slowly filling up with resource. I recently emptied out everything which the good thing about cities is they just make it so organized. like you can definitely get a good, cap on. But what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna do the value you can get out of the $100 package and just play that, and do a little more teaching, because this game is way underrated. It's definitely not pay to win, it's time to win. It's the more time you invest in it, like if you have time to trinkle and watch videos for gold, and you just have, the more you're gonna get out of it. You can pay a lot of money and still lose every single castle you own. Money doesn't keep your castle, skill does. So let's see here. But yeah, it's a fun game. But yeah, I got that castle. Once that's mine, I'm gonna immediately start recruiting. I'm gonna go on what's called a offensive strike, and I'm just going to recruit offensive units. And then by the time I get done recruiting after the losses from that, I'll probably have plenty more to. Because I actually recently made an attack and I used every one of my offensive units. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. And, I just wing slowed it. It was around 500,000 troops and still lost, because that city, it was actually this city, so it was just so heavily defended. He had like freaking 100,000 spearmen, and freaking 50,000-60,000 crossbow. I mean, that's all he had was defenses in his court. So you really got to watch for that if I'd have spied on it. But it was half silver, so I only lost about half the amount of silver it would have normally taken. So it wasn't a big, drop for me. But it was kind of disappointing to lose all my troops and have to build up from 0 offensive units when I'm so sick of that daggum game. But yeah, so I just reattacked the same city, and this time I sent a spy, because I was like, I actually forgot how much was in there, and I was like, well, I gotta make sure I get it this time. But I'll definitely get it this time, because there's barely any troops in there. I mean, I'll go back to the report and show you. I didn't show it there that long, but I mean, there's barely any troops left after that attack. But just had a massive amount of troops. I mean, tens of thousands. And, it's completely maxed, so when I get it, there will be no upgrading, and that's the best kind of thing to do. And there are several max cities. And the reason you want max cities is because you can exchange silver in them twice a day without doing missions. So that means, like, you can exchange silver in 12 hours. You'll get a full silver exchange, and then 12 hours from that time, which I usually try to do it before my 5 o'clock silver merchant, so I'll do it like in the morning, and then exchange silver again later on. And that means you're getting double the amount of silver, and it's around 40,000, so 80,000. So in just a couple weeks you can fill it up with silver and attack another. And let's see how much it is for me to get a fort. I can get a fort with one city right now. Now, of course, after I conquer that city, it'll take 2 cities. But one filled up city can get me a fort right now. So if I just keep conquering cities within that area, I'll be able to gobble up all these forts and then spend the $160 on gold on maxing them out. But of course, you always want to be using your time wisely. So just always maxing out what you can and can't, which take maxed first. I know it may seem like a strategy to take the lower levels because they need to be upgraded and they will take some time, but the maxed out ones you can utilize all your time and resources on getting more silver to take the lower level ones, which are going to take more time to get resources. So you want to take like this 1797, that 1797, that 199. I'm going to definitely highlight this because this will be my next target. It'll probably take me a good month to build up the silver, but by taking maxed, you're saving an amazing amount of time. And another thing is do missions. Like, try to level your troops out. I forgot what the I had the perfect formula. I used to have it wrote down. It's the perfect formula for if you want to do maxed out missions and all castles. Because if you're maxing out missions, you can exchange silver up to like 3 times a day in the cities, and 3 times a day in forts, and 2 times a day in castles. So, you'll be doubling essentially your amount of silver you intake. I mean, not doubling. They're not that good, but they're pretty dang decent. They're pretty dang decent, but and I'll take that 193 because that's only a few high end upgrades. But in all these castles, when I start getting down to the nitty gritty, I'll take the 190 because it's already a center, and then I'll take the other ones, turn it into a fort, use the silver, the architect. But let's see here. Yeah, see, and I can actually show you on here where yeah, that's our description. I was just reading that. But we're ranked number 2 in the server. Equal Federation's doing a little bit better, but they're our allies, and that's the big red ones, is the ones. Of course, all their players, all their 35 or 4 members are actually active. So it does make it a little harder to slowly snuff them out when they have 1,000,000 points of active, and we have maybe 20 active members. Like, all these top members are active, and we have some pretty big players, so it's pretty nice. But and another thing, always join an alliance. You may not be a team player, or you may not want to be part of a team. You may want to be like, oh, I'm my own guy, I want my own power. But you're protected under an alliance, because if you don't have a flag up, then people are just going to raid the shit out of you. And I mean, they're not gonna, because there's no consequences. You have no alliance, no one to retaliate for your loss. Okay, so Eagle Federation is starting to move out here, but he's not moving very fast. He just took a 1, but he should know that this is my area. They should know to let me clean it up. But yeah, I'm going to take all these. And, let's see. That's next. That's third. That's third. So I got quite a few castles to thing, and I'm going to save up my rubies and possibly use rubies to get it. That's last there, because that city needs a lot of work. But yeah. And I'm going to do different videos. Right now we got about 10,000, or about $10 worth of gold. And most of that's going to be used in the silver merchant. I have 12 sapphires, which would be good for fort building. Exchange office, huh? Ooh, random gemstone. Let's see what I get. Maybe I'll get a ruby. Rubies are the most powerful. Oh, I gotta go to the taskbar and see. Gemstone gift. Oh, sapphire. That's pretty good too, though. All of the gemstones have good value, except the one gemstone I don't like, which is, the one gemstone I don't like, which Alliance Treasury, Deposit Resources. I have quite a few Alliance points, so I'm going to go to the shop and see what sometimes a ruby will be. I can't donate for 2 hours, so okay, let's go to Alliance shop. I have quite a few points. Yeah, I have 1,700 points, but none of those are good. Is that permanent? Because I know updating the shop is temporary, but can I spend it permanently? Let's go ahead and get these gifts. Let's go ahead and get these daily rewards. I mean, I don't really... I mean, they come in handy for, like, when you're building forts and stuff, but I'd rather get them out of my... way. Ooh, I do have a lord that gives a ruby here, don't I? Let's see. He gives the... He gives the resource gift. That's Robin Hood. No. Do I only have 3 heroes or 2 heroes? Let me go to my heroes. Profile. Man, that's just a terrible thing. Why would you ever do that? Can you upgrade it? Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah, I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on upgrading that, because that... No wonder it's such a terrible... It's only level 2, you know. This is all new stuff they added. So basically what this is, if you're kind of new to the game, is you gain gemstones and you can exchange them here. Now see, it says 10 emeralds for 1 emerald, which is 10 rubies for 1 emerald, which will always be worthless. I would never make that trade, even if it was 1 for 1. 30 sapphires for 1 ruby, which is, you know, if you need like 1 ruby for a city, that's a pretty good deal. But, you know, just wait till you build it up a little more before you make that exchange. And then 20 emeralds for 1 sapphire, which isn't particularly bad because emeralds aren't really useful. I mean, they account for like 500 units of free, so I guess you save in resources. But at the end of the day, I'm going to get this maxed, and then we're going to see how good it is later. But right now, it's just absolutely terrible exchange rates, being low quality. Okay, so I have 13 lords. Any legendaries? What is he? What does he do? Oh, he's the one I got stationed at. So I really don't have many good lords. Those are my unavailable ones. This is the best lord right here, because you look at him, he gives a 1 ruby gift every few days with up to a 40% resource production. Active time 24 hours. That's the max. That's the max he can be. But you know, that's the best one. And I only have 15 pieces. I almost got him, so within the next few games coming up, I'll unlock him. But I'm saving up all my legendary tokens, you know, and hopefully an event comes up that I can just max out on and really do well on. But yeah, I think that's going to be all for today's video. You know, it's just, there's my lowest level castle, which isn't that bad. It's pretty developed. Let me look at it on the map so I can see the points. Yeah, it's 42, but like the buildings in it are all, you know, above a decent. But I bought that, you know, and you know, it's not that bad, but it's pretty bad. Actually, you gotta get it to a certain call, Lord. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on Lords and Knights. It's gotten pretty fun since I added all the updates and stuff. They added a lot of stuff to do. But, you know, anyways, I'm going to get off here and start uploading this video. I hope y'all enjoyed.